Welcome back to Investing and Trading Live, sponsored by Online Trading Academy. My name is Josh Lillquist, and on the last segment, we were talking about some wealth strategies with 401ks, IRAs, how to make smart decisions there with multiple time frames, using that funnel approach, taking that larger time frame, which is the top of the funnel, and honing in to the precise entry or the precise zone that you want to get into your investment. And that's not going to be on a short-term time frame. So that allows people freedom of time. You're not required to do it every single day that way because your investments actually last longer when you use a longer term time frame. Could be days to weeks to months even in your investments. So you're not basing your decision off of time, it's actually price. And that's the difference between getting in positions when it's actually cheap and not just buying every other Friday like your 401k will be or your broker advisor is putting you into, because they just need you to get in the market because their job is to get assets under management. If it's not in the market, they're most likely not going to make as much money. And everybody likes their guy, likes their gal, but if you say that, now is the time to do things smarter. Text the word investing to the number 210-210 right now for 2 seats for this investing class. Text investing to the number 210-210 for 2 seats, or simply call 952-814-4410 to go over wealth strategies with your IRAs or 401ks. We have a state-of-the-art facility right here in Bloomington. Make sure if you missed part of the show, smash the like button on your podcast for Investing and Trading Live, or subscribe so you get notified when the live stream comes on each and every single day. Investing and Trading Live on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcast. So, in the last segment, I mentioned that Al has a little secret that he wants to share with the world. And I'm not sure if it's an actual secret or what it actually is, but Al, you have something that you want to talk about, and we're going to break that down as we progress in this segment here today.
Yeah, it's in a way it is really not a secret, but it does refer to the secret of being successful as an investment trader. People wonder, what's the secret? What's the secret? Well, this is as close as possible to what the secret is in investing and trading. It comes from Warren Buffett,
okay,
our good friend Warren.
Our Uncle Warren, actually.
Yeah, Uncle Warren. He said, to invest successfully over a lifetime does not require a stratospheric IQ, unusual business insights, or inside information. What's needed is a strong, sound intellectual framework for making decisions and the ability to keep emotions from eroding that framework. The framework is the education. That's what we do. For 26 years, we have been providing education and the buildup of skills, and then the emotional part, that's part of a plan. A plan has to keep those emotions in check. Otherwise, you will become your worst enemy. And how you do that, you control your emotions by following a set of rules. So you don't overthink things, you don't second guess things. You just follow those 6 steps based on a set of rules that you follow. That's how you keep the emotion out of it. But that sound intellectual framework, that's just the education you have, the knowledge you have, and then the building of the skills to be able to use that knowledge.
I think it's important to even break that down a little bit more even. It mentioned something about, here's what I got of it, is you don't have to be a rocket scientist to be a trader or investor. And that's what a lot of people think is you got to have all these degrees and you have to be this big researcher and analyst, and that's really not the case. And that's according to Warren Buffett, probably one of the best investors of all time.
Right.
So think about that. It's just that's how you bridge that gap. Actually, is find out who's actually moving the market. So we talk about that in these investing classes. It's the banks, the institutions. It's the big money that moves the markets. That gives us an advantage in the markets. So we can identify where big movers, we'll call it the Buffetts of the world, where they're moving price, and we can jump on with them and play the game alongside of them. And that's why we have these investing classes here locally. Just text investing to the number 210-210 to come to one of these classes.
Yeah, but aren't there all sorts of analysts out there that give their projections, and that's all you need to do is follow what the analysts are saying?
So if they're telling us to do certain things and the public typically struggles and that's what they're using, is there a disconnect?
Yeah, well, here's another secret. This is Charlie Munger is Warren Buffett's right-hand man. He's the partner of Warren Buffett. He's long criticized Wall Street for their poor analysis. He even said once, I would rather pay them millions of dollars to dump their projections into the trash bin rather than reading them. And then here's a quote from Charlie Munger. I have to change one of the words in here.
Okay, well, you can tell us which one it is at the end.
I will. Okay, here's his quote. It's just that the investment banking profession will sell crap as long as crap can be sold. I substituted crap for a different word that starts with S and ends with hit. So, but that was Charlie Munger's words. But he says this also: investment banks don't care whether you are paying a fair price for a stock. Their job is to sell stocks to anybody who would take them. Who is that? That's the public. That's what they rely on.
And they'll take anything.
They rely on your emotions for them to make money. So again, what we want to do is take the emotions out of trading and just concentrate on what is factual. And what is factual is finding the right price at an area where the people with enough money to move price are going to be active.
Mm-hmm. I like how you mentioned that the public will buy blank, in your words, crap, because crap can be sold. Or I forget the quote, but that's basically
that was Charlie Munger's quote. But I agree with it.
Yeah, right. And that's what people do is they go and they buy something for whatever reason is. And you mentioned analysts. There's all these analysts and upgrades and downgrades. And do you think about this? This is a multi-trillion-dollar business.
Yes,
multi-trillion-dollar per day business. If there's an analyst out there, do you really think they're out there analyzing the market and they're going to go tell the public what they should be doing? Because their job is to tell the public to do certain things so they can make money off it. Money is actually evil. And that's the problem is these people with big money, they put these articles out and they have analysts put certain things out, and the public, they know with a high degree of accuracy that the public will do that. It's like sheep.
Yeah. And if you look at what the analysts do by the end of the year, if you look at where their projections are, almost none of them are correct. And maybe one out of 50 or 60 or 100 analysts has a projection that is accurate. But it's probably a guess. Any projection in any prediction is a guess based on something. But that something, whatever the something is that they're basing their prediction on, that can change on a daily basis or monthly basis. So the important thing, if you want to be successful, you have to follow something that gives you an opportunity to have consistent returns. The worst thing you can do is go into the markets as an investor or a trader and say, I want to do this just to make money.
Yep.
You will lose. Almost guaranteed you're going to lose. If you have a goal, what is your dream? Start dreaming and start trying to achieve that dream, because for a lot of people are doing it and they're living a life that they probably wouldn't have believed they could live maybe 10, 20, 30 years ago, but by following a dream and identifying the right way to bridge a gap between where you are now and where that dream is, that gives you some great opportunities.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because as we were talking on the break, I'm learning guitar. I'm taking lessons for guitar. And my guitar instructor made a great point. He said, Josh, you're just getting started and you're learning how to do this. And people do this successfully every single day. Here's what I'm thinking. How am I going to figure this out? People do it successfully every single day. That's the same thing in the financial markets. People do it successfully every single day. It's just learning the skills, the techniques. That's what we talked about, using multiple time frames over the last 3 segments here on the show here today. That's why we have a step-by-step strategy. So at one point, if you're looking to be an investor or a trader or have successful returns in your retirement accounts, whatever that is to you, I don't even know. I'm just saying in general. People do it successfully every single day. Why think you can't? But it does take a little bit of effort and a little bit of knowledge and then some skill. That's why we have the starting point for people to at least see if it's something that makes sense for them. That's why we have these investing classes here locally, to introduce you to the techniques, the concepts, a lot of things that we're talking about here on the show today on investment accounts and income accounts, to make smart investing decisions. So to come into one of the classes right here in Bloomington at our state-of-the-art facility, got a few different classrooms here, right off 494, simply text the word investing to the number 210 for 2 seats for this class and the jumbo pack. Text investing to the number 210. Also, you can call 952-814-4410. That's 952-814-4410. Al, we had some good secrets from Buffett, some quotes from Charlie Munger, and let's hear the Al Connickson OTA tip of the week.
Well, with your money, if you don't act, someone is acting for you. And who do you think is going to benefit in that scenario? You have to take control. It's the only way to protect yourself from what's happening in the world right now. Look at how quickly things have changed over the last few years, and in many cases have changed in a way that is deteriorating. Taking control now is imperative before we reach a point where you won't be able to take control. You've got 2 options when you wake up, by the way. Number 1, you can go back to sleep and dream, or number 2, you can get up and chase your dreams. No one can go back and make a new beginning, but anyone can go forward and make a new ending.
I like that. There was a quote I just saw recently, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he was talking about the first thing you should do when you get up is go for a run, because you know what? The rest of your day will not be as bad as that run. Once you get past that, then start reaching towards your goals. Reach towards the stars. As always, text investing to the number 210. And as always, same time, same place next week. Until then, retire young, my friends.